name's Brendon. I'm an alcoholic, and it's actually 11,694 days. I'm doing days, not years. I've been doing days. This whole thing happened to me. I didn't go seeking it out. I lost my soul to drugs and alcohol, and I was up at a place called Warm Springs back in the summer '89, and a set of circumstances happened, DTs, all this kind of shit. I was out of my fucking tree, man. And it wasn't premeditated, it wasn't suggested, but I went and I screamed out. I went down to this horseshoe pit. It was away from everybody. And I screamed out to the heavens, if you're fucking there, do something for me. A lot more dramatic than that. I'm a white flag guy. And to the set of circumstances that transpired after that, this thing hit me like a ton of bricks. This thing that I never knew existed. So I'm pitching tonight, so I get into some of those bits and pieces. So they told me when I got sober, man, hold on to your ass, you're in for a hell of a ride. They weren't fucking lying. So enough about that. Right on. Done. Yeah. So once again, oh no, we gotta thank that for.
That's for you.
Hey, right on. Thanks for the coin.
Is there any other birthdays here that didn't put their name on the list? All right, cool. Well, if you have a birthday coming up, put your name there. If not, we'll probably still celebrate with you.
Wow, thanks, Ian.
Hey, so my name's Brendon. I'm an alcoholic, and this is my disclaimer. I can only speak for myself. Step one is the only step that we can do perfectly around here. This is a spiritual program. That's what it is. I guess, you know, people can do it however they choose, but according to our literature, that's the design of it. You know, in step 12, in the 12 and 12 rather, in step 1, in the very first paragraph, they allude to only an act of providence can remove it from us. I mean, this is nice. You know, a lot of grab ass, you know, sausage party, get down, you know, so on and so forth. But it ain't an act of providence by any stretch of the imagination. You know, I always found it interesting that you know, the doctor's opinion. You know, here's a doctor who's going to say, hey, fucking, you know, these motherfuckers need to pray. And didn't lend his name to our literature until 4 years after it was published. Because it's like, think about it. Here's a doctor. Hey, fuck, man, my back. I get this and shit. And what are you going to do? Hey, go fucking pray. Maybe you'll be all right. You know what I mean? You know, guy would lose his fucking license. So, anyway, in step 2 in the 12 and 12, they talk about an individual who subsequently never had faith may have more of an opportunity to find a faith than those who had faith, found it wanting, or lost or rejected it. And I fall under that category because I didn't come in here with a preconceived notion of what God was. I bypassed it. And it's ironic too because my mother's East Coast Irish Catholic, and that's really fucking Catholic. But none of that happened to me. So again, when I screamed out, it wasn't like I knew what I was screaming out to begin with. You know, and so anyway, God either removes the obsession or He doesn't. That's been my experience with this program. And for the last 32 years of my life, through all the pain, through all the shitstorms, through all the elation, amazing, are you fucking kidding me? This has happened to me type shit. Not once has the thought ever entered into me to drink or use again. It just does not exist. That's been my experience. In step 2, in the 12 and 12, they give examples of individuals who would have a problem finding God. They talk about the belligerent one, the Darwinism, Big Bang Theory, it just, I don't know, shit just is kind of fucking thing, and they talk about, other people in there. And, one thing I tripped out on since I've been here, I hear about people and they're out there, they're drinking and they're using, and they're lying, they're cheating, they're and doing their get down. You know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know, I had to in order to keep the wheels greased. You dig what I'm saying? It just is what it is. It comes with the fucking territory. And I hear these cats and they talk about how, well, yeah, but I always believe in God. And I'm like, you kind of missed something, man. You know what I mean? And here's the whole aspect, and they talk about it, that belief meant reliance, not defiance. No man can believe in God and defy it too. And that's what we learn in here. It's not what you can do for me, but what can I do for you? Had to ask backwards our whole lives. You know, if you have what I have, you have a disease that's going to make you think about you all the fucking time, whether you like it or not. That's the nature of alcoholism. I have abstained from alcohol and drugs for 32 years, and I still got Captain Stupid. It doesn't go anywhere. I'm just used to it by now. And the crazy fucking thoughts that come in the shower and just all over the fucking place, I just don't act on them, you know? And I've learned a long time ago not to take myself too seriously, you know? And that's the thing, and that's the design of this program, subsequently, is for us to get the fuck out of our own way, you know? To come in here and focus on one thing, quiet the fucking machine down, you know, listen to language of the heart, make the connection, the heads get to bobbing, and you know what? You bebop out of this motherfucker, and you go out there and you deal with normal society who's absorbed with themselves, who's hauling ass to hit the fucking red light, and then you'll notice the AA because they allowed a car to come in. Because they ain't driving with their egos. They're just driving a fucking car. You dig what I'm saying? So anyway, you got step 3. Again, I'm a white flag guy. And here's the trip about I screamed out to the heavens, fine, if you're fucking there, do something for me. So nothing happened in the moment. And I'm drying my eyes and I'm going back. The only place I knew was afraid to live, afraid to die, afraid to try, afraid to get high. It was hell. I already found out I didn't have the minerals to take my life. And I walked about 50, 60 paces, and all of a sudden this voice cried out to me, "Hey man, come here." And there's this dude sitting off by himself under the tree reading a book. And without even fucking thinking about it, again, I beelined it over to him. I fell on my knees, I put my head in my hands, and I started bawling my eyes out, telling him the whole conspiracy theory thing. And when I looked up at him, he wasn't laughing. He sure as fuck wasn't looking away. And he sure as fuck wasn't looking at his cell phone. Because we didn't have the fucking things back then. Your phone makes you rude, motherfucker. Full stop. Anyway, he had this genuine look of concern on his face. And we met there for the next couple of weeks. And he read to me from the big book. And I got my own big book. And I started faking the process, keeping it under my bed. I had to get down there and do the do. And little by little, man, things transpired. Thought came to me one morning up there. And again, it's like this. It's an all-male recovery facility. I'm not built for swinging dicks. You dig what I'm saying? And a thought blocked out of the house one morning. Why don't you say good morning? And I said good morning. I meant fuck you, but I said good morning. You know? And there it was again. You know, it's like morning. You know? No fucking way. What am I even doing here? Day 3, day 4, day 5. I said good morning. And I meant it. And I got a response. Wow. You know, word got out and all female panel was coming up the all-male recovery facility. Oh, yeah, exactly. Somebody's going to get lucky. Yeah, because there ain't nothing sexier than a newcomer, you know what I'm saying? So these motherfuckers, they hit the weight pile. They put on their finest slingshots and shit. They're all sitting up front, you know what I mean? And it literally was like wolves and rabbits. And I walked in, I looked there, I saw 3 strawberries because that's the planet I just fucking came from, right? So just get me back to death row. You know, and they do their chapter 3, chapter 5, you know, and then it's time for their time ritual. And the thought blocked out all else. There's nobody better than you in this room. There's nobody less than you in this room. It was like a pin in my ass. I got out of my chair. And I didn't know what I was doing. I went up there. And it was a podium. And I said, my name's Brendon. I'm an alcoholic and an addict. I'm on a fucking roller coaster, but I'm not leaving this mountain. Bash! Just hit the podium and get me in my fucking chair. And now they're all grabbing me. Hey, look, it speaks, you know? And I went and I sat down, man. And I remember like yesterday, it was a long time ago, I got quiet up here. And I heard everything that was going on in that meeting. I found the 3rd step around page 63 in the big book. I fell in love with it. I've heard people talk about it throughout the years. And the key ingredient in that prayer is relieve me from the bondage of self. Because me being with me fucking sucks. And I just get me out of me. Is that a thing? You know what I mean? It was a fucking thing. Goddamn right it was. Yeah. Through the wall and in the handcuffs and in the blackouts and in the collapsed veins and throwing up blood. You know, and so on and so forth. Yeah, man, yeah, I got out of myself. No, but never spiritually. And one night with no inhibitions, no intellect, is it this, is it that? Just a direct pipeline to the heavens. I saw the most electrifying shooting star I ever saw in my life. Might have been Halley's Comet, I don't know. I don't follow Halley's Comet. But it wasn't a shooting star in the moment, man. It was a warmth that hit my insides. Like like I just jacked one. Hit me from my head to my fucking toes, and a smile overtook my face like coming on to acid. You couldn't beat it off me. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. So step 3 in the 12 and 12, they write it there at the very beginning on the first page. They say, in fact, the effectiveness of the rest of the AA program will rest upon how earnestly you've come to a decision to turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand it. And you know what? When I work with guys that I'm fortunate enough to work with, I have them blot out AA program. And before we do that, I kind of say, hey, man, do you think you ever graduate AA? And, you know, usually they give the right answer by the time we're ready to do 3. And they go, no, fuck no, man. I'm in it for the long haul. So we go back and we blot out AA program and write in the rest of your life. And then we go back and reread the sentence, and it has more of an impact. In fact, the effectiveness of the rest of your life will rest upon how well and earnestly you come to a decision to turn your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand it. There's another powerful line in there that says, the omission of alcoholism and the attendance of a few meetings is very good indeed, but, comma, it is bound to be a far cry from permanent sobriety and a contented and useful life. It's all in there. You just have to read between the lines. This is a spiritual fucking get down. And God is cool as fucking shit. I've been praying a minimum of twice a day for 11,694 days. Minimum. And I've been through some shit storms, which is like, God, oh, motherfucker. And I'm seeking this thing, this visceral thing throughout the fucking day. A consciousness. It's God 24/7. And it's a cool motherfucker. Well, here's one for the table for those that are on the outside looking in. It's been non-denominational the entire journey. Abso-motherfucking-lutely. We're not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organization, or institution. Could you imagine if we did red or blue in here? Jesus or Buddha or this and that and the other and all the fucking... We'd have holy wars and this thing would have died. It would have died. And it saved millions all around the world. And it makes some real nasty, fucked up motherfuckers into stand-up cats. That's what it does. Because if you're done... and you sign up for the long haul, well, they get the thing in the big book about, you know, they got the goddamn fucking alluding to the 8-step, 9-step, and in the middle of America, you know, they're having a tornado, and the family, they go down to the cyclone cellar, and then they come up and go, don't see nothing the matter here, Ma, ain't it grand the wind stopped blowing? You know, which essentially they're alluding to sobriety is not enough. It is not enough. Abstinence is not enough. If you're like me, that's just been my experience. I speak for no man. I speak for myself. I come here because this is where the heads bob, and this is where we get down. This is where we sing and we learn to hear the music. And it's nice to know that we're not alone in this thing. 4 and 5 are directly linked to 3. You got to take out the fucking trash. Everybody was born happy, joyous, and free, and then they took you home. You're a product of something. Someone or something did you dirty. Hell, you could even grow up in an upper middle class, well-to-do, you know, waspy fucking family, but they set the bar too high for you as far as scholastics are concerned, and you just felt less than. You don't just have to grow up in a gang-infested neighborhood. You don't have to just grow up with a mother who's a fucking junkie and a prostitute, you know, to qualify for this fucking thing. You know, it matters how it affected you and when you first did it. You're unlike these motherfuckers who are, well, you know, I got enough. And you're like, you know, I'm not going to stop. I don't want to stop. You know, I don't make excuses to stop. There's always something, you know. You can find something. There's no excuse. That's how I did that thing. You know, take time off. And that's subsequently the design of this program I found. If you can just flip the script and put that in here, get blinders on, keep your eye on the fucking prize and do this thing a day at a time, it's going to blow your goddamn fucking mind. That's been my experience. I know it because I can die tonight. I could leave this motherfucker. You want to know why? I don't know any apologies. And on the flip side, freely he has received, freely he must give. And I can't tell you about that because I don't want to ruin it. But it's happened. I'm really into anonymous donors. I don't like photo ops. That's just how I'm wired. So we got to take out the trash in 4 and 5. And fucking A. I fucked a chicken. And then he says, well, did yours die? So that's the whole thing. Ain't nothing happen around here that ain't happen around here. You dig what I'm saying? That's just a fucking given. We some sick motherfuckers. But we had a shot, and I don't know. They fucked me up when I was a kid. Goddamn right. Anyway, you take out the trash, and then that thing that only knows love, now you don't feel unworthy of it. You don't, because you get a restart. When I'm fortunate enough to hear a man's fifth step, I'm a burner. Yeah, we burn that motherfucker. Yeah. And I love the ritual of telling this person of this horrible shit that they've been through as a child and then as an adult, that they no longer have to have any connection to it whatsoever. As the smoke is rising up into the heavens and maybe there's some ashes left and they're just stomping that shit out. Oh man, I could just tell like they're ready to go, yeah, motherfucker, I get another shot. Because that's what we get to do around here. I did one 4-step. And a few steps later enabled me to never have to do another one. Yeah. And as of today, it's official. I'm addicted to accountability. I'm addicted to accountability. I'm embarrassed, red-faced embarrassed if I'm not accountable for my actions. It's just what happens around here. The worst of the worst become the best of the best. They have to or they die. That's just how it goes, man. So anyway, you take out the fucking trash, then you got 6 and 7. And they're basically really connected together. I've heard people, blah, 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 the difference between a defect and a shortcoming. Well, read Drop the Rock. AA-approved literature. Dr. Paul, I got served with the 3rd edition. His story was Dr. Alcoholic, the Addict. And I don't know, for political reasons, they changed it to acceptance as the answer. His wife is Max. It'll teach you how to treat your wife. It's really good fucking food in there. I was fortunate enough to hear him speak one time years back before he passed. Beautiful man, that's why he put his story in there. But anyway, he states point blank in his book that Bill didn't want to use the same heading in 2 steps. Defect, shortcoming, same motherfucking thing. Make a list. I sit down with an individual. We go through what's going to be with you for the rest of your life. And they will. They write it as a question in step 6 and the 12 and 12. If God has the ability to remove such a deadly obsession, then why, with the same specific means, can't he remove from us any other difficulty or defect we may be having? Question mark. I know the fucking answer. It doesn't want us to be bored. Yeah. Can you imagine? Floating around, I love everybody in traffic and everything. What the fuck kind of crap fucking life is that? There's no opportunity to grow. There's no opportunity to change. There's no opportunity for accountability. There's no measuring stick. It's shit, But having to try, not react, a room full of fucking men, to learn not to react. You have a full understanding that for a normal person, anger can work, but for us, it's poison. I'm 15 seconds of anger, and the rest is all revenge, and I'm never fucking satisfied. That's the way I'm fucking wired. So I need to get rid of that shit. So they got a story in our book called Freedom from Bondage that will tell you specifically how to handle that. Specific guidance in there that is foolproof, has saved me from going to jail for homicide, for all the things that have happened to me in this journey. And a loving hand came down and said no, but I still had to deal with those feelings. And learning how to love someone unconditionally, even when they do you wrong, is a hell of an ask. But if you work at it hard enough, man, you'll get there. And man, where I'm at today, I'd much rather be happy than be right. You dig what I'm saying, man? Anyway, the fucking sister to the brother of that step is step 7. And subsequently, we have a 7-step prayer, and I've done it religiously every single day, twice a day since I've been sober. And you know what I love in this prayer? The admission. I'm now willing you should have all of me, the good and the bad. Every single day for the rest of my life, I can admit there's bad in me. Yeah, I will always be a work in progress. Always. That's so fucking awesome, man. That which I can't see, feel, taste, or touch, that which is perfect, I'm striving for. By keeping my street clean and being of service and doing the next indicated thing. I'm striving for it. I can never have it. So it kind of keeps me out of the club. Well, I don't work a perfect program and, I'm not perfect. You think? Let me know when you are. We're going to make a fuck ton of money together, me and you. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, 8, but in my time, they said paying back their goddamn money. Yeah, and I did. Left me lint in my pocket, but I started gaining some fucking integrity and feeling good about myself. Had to do sober jail time, Well, that ain't no fun. You get used to hugging men, and you go back in the county, and all that kind of fucking shit, you know? Yeah, but God showed up there. I 12-step a guy in the 2900 block of counties before Twin Towers and all the whatever the fuck's going on now. And instead of him going back to Venice and shooting rat water in his veins, he was released before me, and he was in Grandview over in Pasadena when I got out. Yeah, freely he has received, freely he must give. You know, it's a beautiful thing to be used. It's my favorite thing in the whole fucking world. You know, to be used. You know, what flattery, to be used. To allow yourself, to place yourself in a position to be used. Two hardest words in the world to say until the end of time is hi and help. It's always going to be like that, man. Yeah. But you never know when you have an opportunity. You know, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, that's where my fellow trawlers are. That's where I need to get down. Own my shit, man, and be of service. Best rush in the world. And I did ether-based cocaine, you know, in the 80s. Oh, my God, that shit knocked your dick back. You dig what I'm saying? Anyway, you got fucking 10 rather, own your shit. It's easy, you know. Writing, develop a relationship with yourself. By definition, what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift back to God. My definition is step 10. 11, man, it's your own personal fucking trip. You know, music is amazing. Working out is a great form of meditation. Absolutely, you know. Put them together, forget about it. It's really fucking great, you know. Meditation, focus on one goddamn thing. Get Captain Stupid to shut up for a little while. It's a beautiful thing. That's why these meetings are great. Is that the chicken telling me to shut the fuck up? I only got one step to go. It's gonna be all right. Anyway, check it out, man. I know a guy likes to garden, maybe like to cook, whatever your thing is, man. Get this thing quiet for a while. It's a beautiful thing. It's your own personal trip, you know. You'll find it. 12, we get to live. We don't just do it in here. We do it everywhere we go. It's a beautiful thing. And, you know, I challenge anybody, because this was a thing when I got sober. You know, go out of your way, each day do something kind for somebody and don't tell nobody. You know, I challenge cats, man. You know, give and don't get found out. Give and don't get found out. Thanks for listening. Right up.